Hello, welcome to Tim Anderson Horse Training. Before we get started with the topic of this video, I had several people ask the same question in a video I did not too long ago. And that video was 8 ways that owners ruin their horses. And in that video, I talked about separating work from play. And when you get your horse out of the stall, your horse should know whether it's a work day or a play day. And I had several people ask, how would I get the horse out of the stall if it's a play day? And exactly how that is doesn't really matter. The important part is that you're consistent so that your horse learns. So in that video, I got the horse out with a halter and we went to the cross ties and saddled it up. That would have been a work day. So I'm going to show you an example of how you might get the horse out for a play day. Doesn't have to be this way. This is just to kind of give you an idea so you can compare the two. So what I did is I have a few alfalfa cubes here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dump the alfalfa cubes right here on the floor. And let's say this horse right here, we're going to have a play day. Instead of going to the stall with a halter, come on. I'm just going to lead her out. Whoa. There you go, good girl. Just let her eat a few alfalfa cubes. That's totally different than what we did for the work day. Now she's going to stand there and eat those alfalfa cubes. She's not going to move. I'm going to grab a halter. So at this point I'll put a halter on her. And I'll let her stand here and finish her alfalfa cubes. And that is totally different than what we did for the work day. The work day, I put the halter on her in the stall and led her straight to the cross ties. This isn't, it's not saying this is how you should do it. This is just an option. Where I put the halter on was different. The first thing the horse did was different. I brought her here and let her eat some alfalfa cubes. So this just gives you an idea of how you can get your horse out of the stall in a different way for a play day. And let me know how you do yours. And we'll go ahead and get started with the topic of today's video. Okay. Hello, welcome to Tim Anderson Horse Training. Today I want to talk about teaching your horse to ignore certain things. When you're training your horse and you're teaching him to give to the bit, move off your legs, and you're teaching him that each thing you do means something, at the same time, you need to teach him that other things you do don't mean anything. Especially with a young horse, and he's in that learning mode. And every time you ask, if you've been consistent, every time you ask for something, he's going to try to figure out, well, what is he asking me to do? So with a young horse, if you're picking your horse's nose up and just pointing him to the side, and he's going that way, well, he's just trying to figure out what you're asking to do, and he's responding to it. So in the process of you refining all of those cues, you also have to teach him that certain things don't mean anything. Let's use this for instance. If I push my feet forward, my horse should back up. So he backed up on just me pushing my feet forward. But he also has to do, if I put my leg back here, he should move his hip. And if I put it on the other side, I move his hip the other way. So that's all cues that he's been taught with my legs. But the other part of that is, he needs to know that if I'm not asking for one of those things, ignore what my legs do. My legs could be out here flopping around, could be doing this, I could be holding a little tighter. Basically, everything my legs do except for what the cues I have to teach him to ignore. And then if I put my legs forward, he should back up again. In the process of teaching your horse what cues mean something, you need to teach him that everything else doesn't mean anything. And I incorporate this in with all of my training exercises. If I'm loping circles, let's go ahead and move around just a little bit. If I'm walking, and I'm just riding one-handed, and I'm just walking a circle, not really asking for anything other than walking the circle. If I give him a little neck rein, he should come around. Give him another neck rein, he come around again. It's really windy here. I hope the microphone's not picking up too much of it. And it's kind of got the horse's attention being so windy. So that rein means to steer over here. So in the process of that, whoa, I want him to learn that everything else doesn't mean anything. But if I say steer over here, he should steer over here. So it's really important, whoa, that you're consistent with that. None of this means anything, but this means go over here. So in the process of teaching all of your cues, teach your horse what doesn't mean anything. And this goes to your legs. I just use my hands. Whoa. It means your body. I might take a position going fast, but I didn't do everything else that went along with going fast. I move around. I can do whatever I want to do. None of this means anything. None of this is a cue that I've taught him, if I do this, you do that. I saw a post on Facebook a while back. Someone was selling a horse and she didn't understand why nobody could ride the horses, the horse that she had for sale. She said they didn't understand the horse's cues. Well, it wasn't so much that they didn't understand the cue. She left out the part that she left out teaching that everything else don't mean anything. And this is really important, especially if you're training horses to be non-pro horses. Horses are going to be ridden by more beginner riders. You have to teach everything else. You have to teach the horse to ignore everything that you don't want to mean something. Put down in the comments box. I think this is something a lot of people don't think about. They think about teaching cues, but they don't think about teaching non-cues, I guess you call it. Teach things for the horse to ignore. Let me know in the comments box. Let me know, do you teach your horse to ignore certain things? Thank you for watching.